Hello, my name is Rajan. Today I'm going to provide you the presentation on organizational program development program planning. My student ID is 20230467. Moving towards the introduction, good morning everyone. Thank you for gathering. In this presentation, we will consult the organizational performance development program, providing software and hardware services to the scholars. And the main aim of the world education is to developing an appropriate educational system for the learners. So today we are going to discuss how the whole system is going to work, how the organizational performance development programs how actually been done and by taking the help of my stakeholders. So who are the basically the stakeholders? So the stakeholders are the people who work in the organization to help the workers, and they are the main pillars who bring the organization at the top notch. So in this, salesperson is responsible for managing the sales. Then COE ensures to provide required resources. The customers are also considered as a stakeholder to consume the service and provide appropriate feedback. And here is come to the sales representative, that they represent the sales and analyze the sales to improve the productivity. So they how what are some of the different type of stakeholders should have in the organization. They are some of the different. While in this project I am going to be a sales manager, and my two of my friend, one Hit Patel is going to play the role of sales representative, where Sahil Kumar Chaudhary is going to be a CEO for my company. So basically starting with the organizational management. So first of all, it starts with this. As you can see in this my picture, this is whole the system, how the whole organizational management is. That it start with the COE. Then there are so many different the sector for ICT manager, sales manager, marketing manager, manufacturing manager, operational manager, HR manager, and there are also different sector in it. So, while moving towards it, let's discuss about key functions and activity. So first, when we talk about the key function and activities, so first is that software and hardware system service providing in the institution and the school. So how we are going to provide our system in the school, that going to be discussed. Secondly, revolving customer inquiries and managing the sales, how we are going to manage our sales. Then analyzing the customer, then helping employees for the first grievance and achieving sales as and objectives. So these are our few activities and our functions, the key functions which are going to look in our organization. So for running any of the organization plan, we and running the organization say, smoothly and with the errorless, there are strategic plans. And for that strategic plan, there are some of the objectives. So some of the objectives for my project is that enhancing the customer base, which use the computers and laptop, because the organization which I had took is a world education, and that their main funda is to provide education to the students. So our main objective is that how the laptops and computer are going to use as the customer base. Secondly, enhancing the software, hardware, and the content. And third is enhancing the satisfaction and the connectors of the customer by appropriate providing service. So the main objective is that the first thing came in the mind is satisfaction, and the second is the connections with our customer. Customer satisfaction in any of the organization is a must needed thing. And secondly, when it's come to connection, how well our connection is there with our customer, because customer are the main pillar for any organization. If they are not happy, how well we work, how well we design our thing, that's all is secondary thing. So first of all, as our part is to move further, it's also a part to make sure that our customers are always happy. Second, what is need for a performance development program plan? Why we should need this performance program plan in our organization? Why it's too much needed? So here are the 3 points. First is addressing the potential challenges. Second is complying with the organizational goal. And third is skills and knowledge gap. Now I will discuss them in them in a detail. So first came with the addressing the potential challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic caused anticipated concerns like enhanced customer questions, the requirement for remote learning, customizations, and the closure of manufacturer side. As we know that the pandemic in the COVID-19, it was everyone was in the home. So the organization started providing some of the potential challenges, and in which they found that the customers have the questions. They are also want the remote learning and closer to the manufacturing side. So this is our first thing, potential challenge. Now moving towards the second, complying with the organization goals. So the organization goals and objectives needed to be fulfilled. First of all, this is to be done, that whatever the goal and the objectives in the we have in the organization, it must to be fulfilled, because it is always needed in the development program plan. To comply with the organizational goals and objectives, there is a need to develop a performance development program plan. So for doing this thing, like to provide the organizational goals and objectives which are fulfilled, we need the one thing, and that thing is that performance development program plan. Without this, without efficiency we following this, it is not, I can't say it is not possible, but yeah, it can't be not be better without using this. And the skills and knowledge gap, to enhance the skills and the knowledge of the stakeholder, there is a need to develop a performance development program plan, because this is going to provide, and this there is a one gap between skill and knowledge. So this program is going to fulfill, and this program is going to be a bridge between these two things, that okay, for stakeholder understanding the skills, what knowledge, what are the needs to develop our organization, that will be done, so it helps to fill the gap. Now when we are moving towards a purpose and the objectives, what is the purpose to do that? So first thing come in the mind is that to improve the abilities of the salesman to manage new conditions. Which are the new conditions? Like remote sales and customer assistance. Well, moving to the second one is that by providing salesperson with the effective communication and problem solving capabilities, by what? Reducing complaints. First of all, the thing is that whenever our organization is moving, whenever we want a growth, the first thing to be needed and the first thing to be sorted is that the complaints, whatever feedback, complaints, or whatever the suggestions are provided by our customer, we always need to be redact them, and we always need to see how effectively we can help them. Secondly, what are the objectives for it? So to enhance product knowledge, relation management of the customer, and the remote sales capabilities. Second, offer sales staff the resource they need to respond faster and effectively. So many times it's happened like that, the client, the teacher, they also they want something more, they want all they also want to enhance this all powers and skills to help the students to understand the thing. But what happens sometimes, they don't have the resources available to them, which backhold them. Secondly, some of the time the organization doesn't have some of the things which are necessary to the which are necessary for the institute. So always it is our objective that providing the resources, whatever staff needed to make our client complaints effectively solved and respond them faster, we should always do that. When moving now, how it's all going to be happen? So first of all, there is a consultations should be done with the stakeholders. Now what type of consultation should be done, what type of things we need to ask them, what are they are responsible for it, they are given over here. As a sales manager, it's according to my role, what I need to do to develop this thing, that discuss performance expectations, training needs, and desired outcomes for the sales team. I have to so as my role, I have to contact with the sales team. I need to ask them what are the desired outcomes, what where the training is needed, and I also have to look upon the performance expectations, where human resource personnel, where they have to collaborate on a program design including rewards and initiative. They also have to take about feedback and mechanisms and performance management procedures. They are the ones who is going to look forward these things, like who like collaborating with the project, we are doing the program design, to whom we are going to give the rewards, initiatives, then what are the some of the feedbacks. These are all the things that human resource is going to take over. Now experienced sales representative, what they have to do. They while they their thing is gathering input on performance development opportunities, prefer method on the trainings and feedback options. They are the ones who is going to do these things. Like wherever they see that there is an opportunity, grab it. Wherever there is what are the some different methods for the people to do that, so they are going to give them some of the trainings. And always feedback is the one of the most important thing. And finally comes with the CEO, here to seek align with the organizer strategic priorities and vision for the employment development. He is the one who is going to organize everything. He's going to see, and without his final mark, everything is not going to be happen. He has to look upon the priorities. He have to and select those priorities according to the vision of the employment development. Second, what are some of the desired outcomes if we follow this procedure? So, improve sales skills, increase customer satisfaction, then enhance product knowledge, and reduce our client complaints. So, these are the desired outcomes happens when we consult with our stakeholders, and when we follow that process throughout. So, how it going to be happen? So, first, improve sales skills by enhancing customer representative ability to understand customer needs, then communications efficiently and close deals. Then increase customer satisfaction ensures that the sales representative can address client complaints effectively and maintain strong relationship between the client. The relation between the client is always the most important thing. And by doing this, we increase our customer satisfaction. And this is the main thing why our complaints are getting low. Third, equip sales represent with in-depth knowledge about world's education and products and service to better serve customer, and minimize the number of client complaints by addressing skills gaps and improving service. Third, action timeframes and personal responsibilities. So first, there are many of the slots, but one of from them I had taken one thing, the training workshop. This should be run in a way for the 4 weeks. And who is going to be responsible over here? It is going to be the human resource department is going to be responsible for it. So, what action they need to do for it? So, the action is the develop training modules on what? So, on sales skills, product knowledge, and client relationship management. What the time frame should be? So the development should be completed in the 2 weeks, and the deliver training is over the 2 weeks. That's why this whole process is going to take the 4 weeks time, in which in 2 weeks they are going to develop that plan, and in the second week they are going to give the training. Now moving towards the performance development program structure. So effective sponsor, as I said, always a COE who provides our strategic directions and support. The program manager is always going to be a sales manager, oversees the program implementations and coordinations, where the training facilitators are going to be HR department who are going to deliver training workshops, mentor who are experienced in a sales representative, providing guidelines and support to the mates, and feedback coordinations. They are the sales manager who are going to facilitate the feedback sessions. So the tools and the resources. So when moving towards them, the first thing came is that the training modules. As earlier we see that this is the one which it should be done. Secondly is monitoring handbook, and third is a feedback form. So moving towards the first is the training module. Develop interactive e-learning modules overseeing sales technique, product knowledge, and customer service. Second is create a handbook outlining the roles and responsibility of the matters and provide tips for effective monitoring. Always it is important in such of the books that they always provide what are the roles and responsibility and how eagerly they will follow that. When moving to the feedback form, design a structured feedback form for a managers to see during feedback session, focusing on specified performance area. So this feedback form is one of the most important thing in this whole process, because according to their feedback, according to the client feedback, according to people who are working in the organization feedback, the feedbacks are the reflections of our work. So that feedback will always provide us what are the needs we have to clear for our customers. Then how the procedures should be taken. So key accountabilities and responsibilities. So the sales manager over here is going to coordinate program implementation, mentorship, and feedback session, where HR department will develop the training material and provide support for the workshop, and HR will actively participate in the training, mentoring, and feedback session. Secondly, performance review process is regularly performs reviews to assess program progress and identify area for further development. And communication protocols here establish clear channels for the communication between stakeholders and timely updates for the coordination. So these are the some of the things, like the work is uh, prioritized, the work is distributed, and the work is also distributed in a way that everyone has their own role and everyone know what's at what point they have to pass the work. There are also many of the connections between the stakeholders. There are many of the feedbacks forms which they have to follow them. So this whole process is going to be done. So this is how our whole process for the development of the organization program development is done. So by following this whole pattern, our work is done efficiently. Thank you. If you have any questions, your feedback are always valuable.
Thanks, Rajan, for briefing us about the importance of stakeholders and the programs and the development of communications and everything. Thank you so much. It's really helped us out.
Anything from Hit?
No questions.
Thank you for joining and thank you so much.